Hey, I'm Nick. I'm a yoga teacher at Fitness First, and I'm going to do a couple of yoga sequences with you over the coming weeks. You don't need much. You could use a towel if you have one at home. The first sequence we're going to do is best done probably in the morning when you just after you wake up, and we're going to focus on lots and lots of beautiful, big, deep breaths, and thinking more about taking instead of taking breaths, how we actually receive a breath when it's time to inhale. So let's get started. Child pose is where we'll begin. So we take our feet behind us, knees nice and wide, and just walk hands to the front of the mat and rest forward down. And you'll take about 5 or 6 really big deep breaths here. So you want to get really spacious into your back ribs. Try and lift your armpits a little, lift your hip points. Draw your belly in and lengthen your tailbone back towards your heels. So everyone take a full inhale. So a big inhale through your nose. And then first one, we're going to open our mouths and breathe out. So you'll make a ha type sound as you exhale, kind of like Darth Vader. So try that again. Fill up. Big breath into your back ribs. And then as you breathe out, dump out the air through your mouth and see if you can't make a ha type sound. Do one more. Fill up, back, side, ribs, expand. And then you'll empty out and start to draw your waist in a little bit. We'll rock up onto all fours, position wrists below armpits and knees below hips. On your inhale, cow pose. So you'll lengthen your sternum forward, pubic bone back. And then as you exhale, you'll tuck your tailbone, press the floor away for cat stretch. Let's do 3 more of those. Inhale, collarbones broad, shoulder blades on the back. Exhale, breath round, tuck the tailbone more than you think you should. One more time, fill up, get long and spacious. And then exhale, round, pull your belly button in. On your inhale, come to a flat back neutral position. And then toes tuck, hover the knees, and then downward facing dog. You might need to step your feet back a little ways, paddle out through your heels a couple of times, give your butt a little wriggle. And remember, it doesn't matter if your down dog doesn't look the same as mine. Keep pressing the floor away, draw your front ribs in, and take a full inhale. Good, empty it out. And we're thinking about how we receive breath rather than take it, fill up. And empty. You could spend as long as you liked here, just paddling out through your heels, having a bit of an explore, but let's get moving. Right leg will go high. We call this 3-legged dog. Lift from your inner thigh, and then draw your knee to your nose, tiger curl, push the floor away. Land the right foot down by your right hand, drink in a breath, fingertip lunge, and then as you exhale, pyramid pose, straighten the front leg as much as you can. One more time, inhale to fingertip lunge. And then exhale, up and back, draw in the belly, lift your butt high. Inhale, come forward to fingertip lunge, and then step back to down dog. Take left leg up high to the sky, this time from your inner thigh and your belly rather than your foot. Tiger curl is the exhale, draw the belly up and in, land the left foot down, fingertip lunge, inhale. Up and back as you exhale. Inhale, come forward. Exhale to go back. One more time, fingertip lunge as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, we'll step to the top of the mat. Take a halfway lift, hands on the mid-shin, straight spine, belly is in. And then bow forward as you exhale, grab your opposite elbows, take ragdoll. And you could just be really still here and again, focus on your inhale and exhale, or staying continuous with your breath. You could wriggle from side to side if that feels good in your body. I feel like I need space and some stillness today, so I'm just going to be here and breathe. 2 more breaths, in and out. 1 more big full breath. Nice, release your hands down onto the floor. Take a halfway lift, so you kind of look forward and you lift and tuck your chin slightly. Bow forward and exhale. Now we're going to stand up, so pressing to your feet, drop your bottom a little, reach your arms, push the air up, and then draw your thumbs into your heart center and shut your eyes. Samastitihi. Take a big breath here, in and out. 1 more, stillness. Good, let's move some sun A's to warm up. An inhale to reach, and an exhale breath to bow all the way forward into half. Halfway lift now, lift up the back, and then we'll step back to downward facing dog as we empty out. You'll come forward to high push-up on your inhale. You'll squeeze everything on, hug your thumbs in, lower your knees, and see if you can just descend halfway, so shoulders above elbows, or simply just lay on your belly. Let's take a baby cobra, press the feet, lift the heart, lengthen and look forward, and then you're going to press into your hands and back to downward facing dog. You'll take a breath in, and a breath out. Let's just do one more, feels good, right? Big breath. Keep hugging your thumbs, drawing your front ribs in. Bend your knees, look forward, and we'll step up to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, big breath in. And bow forward and empty. Tuck your chin at the last moment. Stand up, circle your arms wide and high. Don't run out of breath. Yeah, keep breathing in, maybe a baby back bend. And let's go again. Bow forward as you exhale. Halfway lift, fill up, collarbones bright. We'll go to high push-up from there. So step back, set up your plank, come forward onto your tippy toes, lower knees, hug elbows. Halfway, you push the floor away. Inhale for a baby cobra. So you just slide and wriggle up. And then back to downward facing dog, where you'll shut your eyes and take 2 breaths in and out. Nice, one more, lift the sit bones high. Push the floor away as you breathe out. Bend your knees, look forward. Step or float for those of you with a more advanced practice to the top. Halfway lift. Bow and empty. Get real deep now. Stand up, circle your arms wide and high. Look up if you can. And one more time through. Bow forward as you exhale. Halfway lift. Big breath. Drink it in. High push-up as you breathe out. Come forward onto tippy toes as you inhale. Lower your knees, hug in nice and tight. Squeeze belly and butt on. Now, baby cobra is your option. And next time we'll go to an upward facing dog, but we'll go back to down dog from there. Stay in for a breath. Empty it out. One more full breath. And the eyes are shut or eye gaze between the feet. Bend your knees, look forward. On no breath, you step up. Then you take halfway lift to fill. And bow forward and empty. And then stand up all the way up. Reach up, look up. And then draw your hands to your heart center and shut your eyes. Samastiti here. Close off the sequence with an inhale. And an exhale. Sun Salutation B. Inhale to reach your arms up high. Bring your big toes to touch and sit down deep into Utkatasana chair pose. Let's start to build some real fire in our practice now. You're going to lengthen your arms forward, kind of drop your sit bones down and back and try and lift up through the collarbones and the chest. Just 2 more breaths now. Big inhale. Can you come a little bit deeper with me? Sit right down. Feel that fire in your legs. One more big breath. Get long. And then you'll bow forward as you exhale, come and tuck the chin. Halfway lift, big breath, get long. And let's just go back to downward facing dog from there and pause. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Right leg will go high, 3-legged dog as you inhale. And you'll take tiger curl, knee to nose, like we did before. Land the foot down, take fingertip lunge, look forward. And then you'll take pyramid pose. You're going to go up and back. And then crescent lunge. We're going to stand on up. Reach your arms up high to the sky. You'll lose me first one. You're going to go to warrior 2. Notice how my back heel finds the floor, my arms are long. Flip and reverse as you inhale. Stay deep in the lunge. And then 2 hands cartwheel to the floor and we'll step back to downward facing dog. Left leg reaches high. Belly is on. Hands press. Tiger curl, knee to nose, tuck it in, land the foot down, take that fingertip lunge, get long, sink the hips a little, up and back to pyramid pose. Coming up for crescent lunge, stand up, reach your arms up high. Warrior 2 is the exhale, notice the back heel, keep bending the front leg. Flip and reverse as you inhale, look up. Cartwheel 2 hands to the floor and we'll go back to down dog. Now you could stay there or come with me on a vinyasa. Inhale to high push-up. Exhale to low push-up. Let's try an up dog this time. Press into your feet and your hands, lift your heart. Downward facing dog, hug the thumbs. Stay for a full breath in. And a long breath out. Let's do that again. One more each side. Right leg reaches up. Tiger curl, knee to nose. Land the foot down. Fingertips get long. Shut your eyes where you can. Pyramid pose to go back. Crescent lunge, we'll stand up. Rise, lift. Warrior 2, deepen the front leg, right knee over right pinky toe. Flip and reverse, smooth inhale. 2 hands to the mat, cartwheel down, step back to downward facing dog. Left leg straight away, inhale. Tiger curl. Land the foot down. Fingertips. Pyramid. Crescent to lift. Warrior 2. Flip and reverse. Back to downward facing dog. So optional vinyasa. Inhale, come forward. Knees down, hug belly and thumbs in. Cobra or up dog, big breath. And then we'll just go back to Caesar's pose from there. You'll sit back on your heels, tuck your toes under, and just rest your hands on your thighs or in prayer at heart center. And you'll take 4 breaths. Fill up. And empty. 3 more. And receive the breath rather than taking it. And then cracking open your eyes. Come back down, give your feet a little bit of a paddle, toes hurt a bit after that one. And then we'll make our way back to downward facing dog. We'll move into our crescent lunge sequence from there. So we're going to take the right leg up high. I'm going to offer a little challenge here. Try right knee to right elbow. See if you can get it there. And then inhale, send the leg back up high again. And then over to the left elbow, rinse your spine. And then take it up high to the sky as you breathe in. And then take tiger curl and land the foot down. So same beginning, fingertip lunge, and we'll pause. So you're going to reach up nice and up. Hug the outer hips in and reach the arms up as high as you can from your back ribs. Just 2 more breaths. Fill up. And empty out. Good. 1 more. Get long. And draw the hands to heart center. Lean as far forward as you can. Drop the back knee down to begin with and hook your elbow, left elbow over right knee for revolving crescent lunge. Keep wrapping the outer hips back, drawing in the belly. An option here, of course, is to take the back knee back up high, but keep the pelvis neutral if you do that. Just 1 more breath now. You'll come back up for crescent lunge, reach all the way up. And then standing splits, look forward, little hop, and the left leg lifts all the way up high to the sky. Now for some of you, you'll be able to get the leg quite high. For some of us, you'll want to be tempted to bend the back leg, but don't. Straighten it out, yeah? And then grab a hold of the back of the right calf if you can, and see if you can kiss your knee just for 3. You'll draw your belly in and up, hug your inner thighs nice and tight for 2. And then bending the front leg, we're going to step back. You'll lose me for a bit here. Warrior 2, land and open. 3 breaths in and out. 2 more. Flip and reverse as you breathe in. And then we'll cartwheel 2 hands to the mat and step all the way back. Just take a breath, maybe give your butt a little wriggle from side to side. And then we'll take left leg up high to the sky. So remember the extra challenge. Here we go. Left knee touches left elbow. Come forward. Inhale, send the leg back up. Over to the right elbow. See if you can touch it. Inhale up. Don't rush it. Tiger curl, pull it in, push the floor, land the foot down, fingertip lunge as you breathe in. Pyramid as you breathe out. Crescent lunge as the inhale, rise on up. So same setup, yeah, you want your hips nice and even, hips pointing forward, tailbone lengthening down, back ribs lift up so that you can lift the front of your heart as well. Straighten your arms though, don't let your arms go soggy. Straight arms, straight fingers. One more breath. Use the next inhale to find more space, and then hands will come to heart center. You'll lean forward as far as you can, lower the back knee down and take that twist again. So right elbow over left knee this time, wrapping the outer hips back, pulling the belly in, reaching the sternum forward. One more breath. Good, back up for crescent lunge, defy gravity, push through the floor. And then here we go, standing splits, hands come down. And then you'll set it all up, yeah? Square your pelvis again, suck your belly in, grab a hold of the back of the left leg, see if you can kiss your knee just for 3. Get that top leg nice and high now just for 2. And then you'll bend into your left leg, step back nice and lightly, a big windmill of the arms to find warrior 2. You'll take 3 breaths in. Left knee is tracking out over left pinky toe. 2 more breaths. Remember, receive rather than take. 1 more. Flip and reverse on the inhale breath, look up. And then cartwheel 2 hands to the floor. We'll go back to down dog. So remember that optional vinyasa is there if you need to take it. Otherwise, just stay with me here and we'll just take a breath in. And then breath out. From here, we're going to bend our knees, look forward to the top of the mat and step our feet outside of our hands and come to Malasana, deep squat. Some of us will be quite up high on our toes here. Some of us may not even be able to get all the way down. We might be more up here in a sumo type position, but that's cool, yeah? You just be where you are and you be happy with where you are. And shut down your eyes. Push knees to elbows, elbows to knees, and try and breathe in and out. 1 more breath in and out. And then like a rocket ship, you're going to stand up, reach all the way up. Wriggle your feet in underneath your hips, bring your hands to your heart center, shut your eyes, Samastiti here, take a breath in. And open up your mouth, give it back. 1 more full breath. Nice, open your eyes. We're going to move into our balance sequence now. If you've got time, I'd sort of spend 5 or 6 breaths in these poses, but I'm going to keep it a little bit shorter. We're going to go sort of 3 breaths in each pose, just so we can get through this. So eagle pose to begin. You'll inhale and reach up and wrap your right arm underneath your left arm. Yeah. And if this feels too much in your body, then just grab a hold of your shoulder blades, but wriggle in nice and tight so you get that stretch. So elbows nice and high, bend knees, right leg lifts up and over. And then you sit the sit bones down low, draw your belly in, lift the elbows, and then try and lift the collarbones as well. So we'll just take 2 more breaths. Fill up. Good. Squeeze into the waist as you exhale. Go a little deeper if it's available. And just 1 more breath now. Inhale and empty. From here, we'll transition to a floating half moon pose. So you're going to unravel, find something to look at on the floor, and without touching the floor, lift the back leg. So your right leg up as high as you can. Open the arms and see if you can't turn your left knee straight ahead. Don't let your foot turn in. Just 1 more breath now in. Good. Stay empty now. Stalk pose without touching the floor if you can. Knee to chest, all the way up. Look up if you can. And then 2 feet, 2 hands to heart. Shut down your eyes. Take a breath. Good. Recenter. So spread out your fingers, spread out your toes. And let's try the other side. So inhale, arms reach up. And this time your left arm will wrap underneath. You'll take the elbows high, bend the knees, sit deep, and then pick up your left leg. Cross high at the groin. Elbows are up, collarbones are lifted, and shoulder blades are drawing down the back. You could always put your kickstand down, yeah, your big toe if you needed it. Take one more breath. Preparing for that transition to half moon. So we're going to float this one today. So hand doesn't touch the floor, left leg lifts, left arm is long. So you're thinking about 4 points of your body opening up nice and wide, and wobbling is fine. Yeah, don't get too safe with this. One more breath. Stalk pose, here we go. Up nice and high, lift the knee, use the abs to pull the knee up. And then 2 feet, 2 hands, shut your eyes, take an inhale. Open up your mouth, give it back. Let's transition again. An inhale breath to reach up. And an exhale breath to bow forward. So we'll do that vinyasa again. Halfway lift, fill up. Lift the sit bones or lift the collarbones. Step back to high push-up as you breathe out. And then you'll inhale, come forward onto your tippy toes, lower your knees, hug your elbows, belly and butt on, halfway only. Inhale for a cobra or an upward facing dog. And then back to downward facing dog. From here we'll come up high into our tippy toes, bend our knees, look forward. You could jump or simply walk up, cross your ankles and come and have a lay on your back. And set up your feet so they're nice and close to your bottom. So we're going to move into some back extensions now, which are really, really great for us, and we tend to avoid them a little bit. So hands should be able to touch, your fingers should be able to touch your ankle bones here. Pop your hands on the floor, gently tilt your tailbone up, and then start to peel your spine away from the floor. You can keep the back of the head down, and you could stay here. You could make little robot arms. That's really great if you're looking to strengthen your upper back. Or if you've got the range, you'll move elbows and shoulders under your body and clasp your hands. So you wriggle in nice and tight. Keep pushing the back of the head gently down, but pressing to your feet, and think about the very, very center of your chest moving towards your chin, and try not to look around when you're in this position. We'll just take a couple more breaths. So fill up and empty. So you want to really lift and extend through the upper back, so the thoracic spine. One more big breath. Good, and we'll come down nice and slow and take Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together. Left hand on your heart, right hand on your belly. Think about receiving a breath in and slowly out. One more. Opening the eyes, draw the knees up and in. Position the ankles right underneath the knees again, hands by your side. Just one more back bend. This time I want you to go for 6 breaths, yeah? So you're going to tilt the tailbone, peel yourself up away from the mat, and then again, either robot arms or get the shoulders and elbows underneath. And I want you to try and shut your eyes this time and count full 6 breaths. Go for it. In and out. Fill. Empty. Good. Keep driving down through the feet. And if you start to feel this in your back, you're going to lengthen your tailbone more towards the back of your knees and use your hamstrings. So really drive the feet down. Use the muscles in the back of your legs. And you've probably only got about 2 more breaths to do now. So just fill and empty. It's simple. Don't overcomplicate this, and don't get too cluttered in your head with how hard it is either. Just one more breath. Nice one. Come all the way down. Take a different pose. This time we're going to stretch the front of the hips. So you're going to wriggle your feet out wide, drop your knees to the left, and you'll take your arms over your head. Either grab your elbows or grab your wrists, whichever you can do. I can grab my elbows, so I'm just going to pause here and catch that beautiful stretch through the side seam of the body. Just one more breath. Good. Trying this on, moving from your core, from your center, rather than your feet changing over sides. And just relax a little. Let go, let gravity do its work. One more breath. Good one. And then come back up into center again. You're going to hug the back of your knees. We'll take some rock and roll. So make sure your chin's tucked under. Yeah, you're going to rock up onto your bottom and then roll back onto your shoulders. Roll up on and roll back. So it's kind of fun, feels good, but your spine gets a beautiful massage as well. Now on this one, I want you to try and sit up, and we're going to take Navasana boat pose. There are lots of options, yeah? Option 1 looks a bit like this. Option 2, like this. Option 3, there's an option for everyone, yeah? But sit up nice and tall. Draw your belly in, shoulder blades back and down. And then I want you to try and flex your feet. Press your toes up and press the mounds of the big toes together. And then you could let go if that felt good. You could try and straighten your arms. But stay where you can breathe, yeah? That's really important. Don't move to the point where you can't breathe anymore. Don't compromise breath when we practice yoga. Just one more now. Big inhale. Lift your heart a little bit more as you breathe out. Well done. Cross ankles, and we'll move back to downward facing dog from there. We're going to move into some hip opening poses. And we'll begin three-legged dog. So right leg will go up high. And this time we'll take scorpion's tail. So you bend your knee and try and kick yourself in the left butt cheek. Lift the right leg high. For those of you with a more advanced practice, remember straight arms. Drop the armpit, pull the belly in, and wrap the outer left hip back so the knee points forward. Now take a big breath, lift that right leg higher, and then sweep through to half pigeon pose. So right knee outside of right wrist, and you'll bring your right heel towards your left hip point. Take an inhale, tuck the back leg in a little ways, and then as you exhale, you'll start to bow forward. I like to be really mindful about the journey rather than the destination. When I move into hip work, I tend to want to get into this place where I feel the biggest stretch straight away. And so I've really got to pause and pull back away from that and just take a few moments to get into good position where there's lots and lots of breath, and then shut down my eyes. Ideally, you'll probably stay here for maybe 10 to 12 breaths, but today we're just going to stay for 4 or 5 breaths, and that should be enough to get a beautiful stretch on for us. We'll just take a couple more, so make sure the pit of the belly stays drawn up. You want to keep your belly on about 20% when you practice. And back of the neck is nice and long. Maybe open and close your mouth a couple of times. Sometimes you hold tension in your jaw and you don't even know you're doing it. We'll just take one more breath. On your inhale, press into your shins and lift yourself up, and tuck your back foot under and make your way back to down dog. When you get there, just paddle out through your heels a couple of times, and then take your left leg up high to the sky. So remember, from your inner thigh and from your core, bend the knee, peel the hip open, and then try and stack the hips on top of each other. Remember, press the floor away, belly in nice and strong, full long breath in, and then half pigeon pose, left knee outside of left wrist. Wriggle the back leg away, tuck it in. Find a big, long breath, and then bow forward. Remember again, journey, not destination. Shut down your eyes. Smooth your breath out and try and be as still as you can. Movement just in the breath. Last breath here. Your inhale, you'll walk your hands in. Have a sit on your left butt cheek and swing your back leg around to the front. We'll take a forward fold. I always like to start with soft knees. A big inhale to lift up tall. And then you'll exhale and bow forward, grabbing a hold of your feet if you can. Tuck your chin a little ways. Maybe a halfway lift to get more length. And then you bow forward. You want to keep your belly and legs connected, yeah? So don't do this thing where you're tempted to try and reach out. Get belly and legs really close together. And then as you get longer and stronger and you get more flexible, you'll be able to straighten your legs more. Notice how I flex my feet, toes pointing up, heels drawing away, and you'll get a beautiful long stretch through the big fascial line that runs around the back of your body. And just take one more breath. And then we're going to take reverse tabletop. We'll do it with bent legs today. So bend your knees, fingers point towards your bottom. Open up your heart space and then lift your hips up high. You want to think about pressing the circles of the palms down and getting the center of the chest right up to the sky. Some people like to drop their head back in this position. Go for it if that feels good in your body. I like to keep my neck in line with the rest of my spine. One more breath, lift everything up. And then as you exhale, you'll come all the way back down. Gather in your knees and roll back. Arms are wide, palms up, and drop your knees towards your right elbow and turn your head to look towards your left hand. Shut your eyes, and again, if you've got 10 slow breaths here, knock yourself out. We'll just take 3 or 4 today though. You can really feel, you can breathe into the side ribs in this pose, which can feel really great. And then again, moving from the center rather than from your feet and shins. Go to the other side. So you drop the knees up towards the elbow. Keep your right shoulder blade down, palm down, turn and look towards the hand. I always shut down my eyes. I tend to have busy eyes, busy mind. You shut your eyes, you can really focus on how things feel. And that's a big part of yoga as well. Last breath. And then again, moving from your core, you'll come up into center. I always finish my practice with a hug in. Take nose up to knees, tuck everything in nice and tight. And then from here, we simply lay ourselves out. And our final pose is called Shavasana. And we just lay on the ground. And we'll just take a couple of breaths today as we move through these yoga practices. We'll move deeper into meditation and Shavasana. But for today, you just want to be really still at the end of the practice. You just lay, you just relax. Try and stay completely focused on your inhale and your exhale. No fidgets, no moving. And this is how it is to be present. And you just focus on one thing at a time rather than a million things. Just a couple more breaths. Remember, feel free to stay as long as you want. We'll always close our practice exactly the same way. So as you're ready, you wriggle your fingers and your toes. And then you draw your knees to your chest and roll to your right side. And we call this the recovery or the fetal position. And just take a couple of breaths. And as you're ready, keep your eyes shut. Lift yourself up and come and have a sit up on your bottom. And you can cross your legs and just rest your hands on the tops of your knees. Take one big full breath in and a breath out. And bring your hands to meet in prayer at heart center. And as we gently bow forward, acknowledging each other in our practice and the divine light that shines really bright within each of us. Together and to each other, we always say, Namaste. Well done.